Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel and welcome to a very late night upload here on the Ryan 118 channel, one that I wasn't expecting to make tonight. However, breaking news means that we have to sit down and talk about this. We have a huge update on Daizen Maeda's potential involvement in Wednesday night against Bayern Munich. Not only that, but the big statement earlier on where Celtic confirmed the arrival of Kieran Tierney in the summer and finding out their opponents in the quarterfinals of the Scottish Cup. What a night. A lot to talk about, so bear with me. We're going to try and fly through it. If you haven't already, please make sure to hit like and subscribe. You know exactly what to do by now. I don't want to keep you here too long. I know it's almost bedtime, if not past your bedtime, and we all have work and whatever in the morning. So, let's get down to business. Let's talk about all these stories, and let me explain why there is a massive smile on my face, which I haven't removed from, hold on, let me check the time, from 8:35 PM. Because at 8:35 PM, Celtic posted this unexpected tweet, which has confirmed that Daizen Maeda is eligible to play against Bayern Munich on Wednesday night in the first leg of our round of 32 matchup, our Champions League playoff game against Bayern Munich. Daizen Maeda, who was originally suspended for that first leg at Celtic Park following his 2-game ban in the Champions League, while Celtic tonight confirmed that it has successfully appealed Daizen Maeda's 2-match suspension. The original suspension has been reduced to 1 match, meaning that Daizen Maeda is available to play on Wednesday night at Celtic Park. There wasn't even rumours going around that Celtic decided to appeal this. I don't think anybody was sitting down waiting for this news to break over the next couple of days. I had accepted, and I think we all did, that Daizen Maeda would miss out. I think that even Brendan Rodgers accepted that Daizen Maeda had been ruled out when he played him through the whole 90 minutes on Saturday. And this bombshell drops tonight, letting us know, don't worry lads, Daizen Maeda, the man who's arguably in the reddest of hots of forms for Celtic right now, is eligible to play. This is a huge bit of news after what was a devastating omission to accept. I can't quite believe that he's able to play. And listen, I know that it doesn't mean that Celtic's chances have dramatically increased of beating Bayern on Wednesday night. I understand that Celtic are still heavy underdogs, and Daizen Maeda's inclusion doesn't necessarily mean that we're about to beat Bayern. However, you want your best players available for these games, and right now you can make the case that Daizen Maeda is the best player in the Celtic team. So to have him available, to have this suspension reduced, which it shouldn't have been 2 games in the first place, it was ridiculous it was a 2-game ban, is huge news, news that we all welcome. And I'm sure that just like you haven't been able to wipe the smile off your face. It raises a few questions as to who plays in the front three on Wednesday night. After Daizen Maeda's involvement at the weekend, will he be ready to go? Let me just get that one out of the way. Of course he will. Don't even bother asking the question. Well, he played 90 minutes at the weekend. Will he be okay? Of course he will. It's Daizen Maeda. If there's any man in world football who can play 90 minutes back to back to back to back to back to back to back, it's Daizen Maeda. He's running on infinite Duracell batteries, for Christ's sake. He will be absolutely fine. Brendan Rodgers will obviously be asked about this tomorrow to see if we get any more insight to the process that Celtic actually went through to make this happen. But as I said, I don't really think even the club were maybe expecting this to happen, or certainly not at least Brendan Rodgers, who did play him for the 90. We've seen so many players rested at the weekend. We've seen so many players come off early just to make sure that they went into this game fully fit. And Daizen Maeda was left in the park. And I think that to me spelled out that Rodgers wasn't expecting this. So it's huge, huge news. I'm excited to see what Brendan Rodgers says. But yeah, he'll be fine. Don't have any reservations about him playing at the weekend and playing 90 minutes back to back. He can do it. He's a professional footballer first and foremost. But he's Daizen Maeda. And he's special in that regard. But the big question is now who does Celtic play, because I think the front three picked themselves without Maeda. I think we all expected to see Kuhn on the right, Ida through the middle, and Jota on the left. But now Brendan Rodgers has a bit of a dilemma, doesn't he? He won't be able to just go out there and pick a straightforward free. He's going to have to weigh up those points of debate in his own head, and he's got a few options. You know, I think Maeda's the stick on. Maeda is going to start. whether it's on the left-hand side, right-hand side, through the middle, Daizen Maeda is going to start on Wednesday night. There's no denying that now that they've won this appeal. But it's who joins him. We have a few options. You can play Kuhn on the left, Ida through the middle, and Kuhn on the right, Ida through the middle, and Maeda on the left, which I do think is the route we'll go down. But you've also got the option of bringing Jota in, playing him on the right. You've also got the option of putting Maeda through the middle and playing both Kuhn and Jota. So it all depends what Brendan Rodgers thinks is most favourable against Bayern. But I'm very much of the opinion that Ida's involvement in games like this is very important. I think having that physical focal point in the front three is really, really important. So I fully expect Maeda and Ida to be two of them. It's just about who joins them. And if I was to take a stab in the dark, I think it will be Kuhn. And I think it should be Kuhn. You know, his form this season doesn't merit him being dropped. And I know we're all very hot and happy about Jota's return, but he's the one that's still catching up with the rest of the squad in terms of match sharpness. He's the one that has missed out in the opening stages of the competition. Kuhn has been brilliant all season, and I think this is a game he deserves to be starting in. Without a shadow of a doubt, Nicholas Kuhn is still, for some people, the front runner for Player of the Year, him and Maeda anyway. So yeah, he's got a good dilemma, Brendan Rodgers, about this situation. But listen, the more the better. The depth in the squad is so important. We've seen how thin the bench was against Aston Villa. We've seen how thin the bench has been in recent weeks, and going forward, the quality does drop off after those kind of main four. So yeah, big news. So excited about it. So happy about it. It's much welcome. The muy bien. Thank you. Just look at it. Just look at it. Available to play on Wednesday night at Celtic Park. Just don't lose 4-0 Celtic, thanks. That wasn't the only unexpected thing we heard from Celtic tonight. Another one of those things that we heard was that Kieran Tierney's return to Celtic has been confirmed by Celtic. Now, Brendan Rodgers confirmed this a couple of weeks ago. There was no doubt in my mind anyway that Tierney was arriving, but some people still had it in their imaginations that maybe something could go wrong, and today Celtic put it down in writing to assure us, listen, nothing will go wrong. Kieran Tierney is joining. This was earlier on in the club's interim financial statement, that during the 2025 transfer window, or January 2025 transfer window, we acquired Jota and Jeffrey Schlupp, we extended the contract of Kasper Schmeichel, and we entered into a pre-contract agreement that will see Kieran Tierney return to Celtic in July of 2025. They've corrected the spelling of both Kieran Tierney and Alexander Bernabe in this, by the way, because originally it was spelt wrong. But yeah, they've put it down in writing. Kieran Tierney will return to Celtic in the summer transfer window. As I said, this is hardly breaking news, just for some people who like to see things official and down in writing. Well, it's there on Celtic's website now, alongside some other items of interest, the key operational items for the opening 6 months of the season and the key financial items from the opening 6 months of the season. We did dig deeper into this on my live stream earlier tonight, so if you've not checked that out, you can go and watch that. It's titled something along the lines of Kieran Tierney's returning to Celtic, so you can find that there. And we go through it a lot more in depth, but nonetheless, Kieran Tierney returning to Celtic. It's official, it's in paper, and the contract has been signed. And finally, to finish up, Celtic have had their opponents drawn for the quarter-finals in the Scottish Cup following the win for Hearts at St Mirren Park this evening. We found out that Celtic will face Hibs in the next round. We have been drawn at home to Hibernian in the quarter-finals of the Scottish Cup. The fixture information is yet to be confirmed, but yeah, that has been confirmed as the home tie for us. Being at home is where you want to be, I suppose, if you want to maximise your chances of winning the competition. I would have liked a wee away trip. I would have liked something a bit different, the challenge. But Hibs are a team in form at the minute. It will be a challenge, respectfully, to them. And I'm sure that they love the idea of knocking Celtic out the cup and going on to win the whole thing. I mean, look what Queen's Park done to Rangers at the weekend. So, yeah, Hibs will come to Celtic Park fancying themselves. And we've got to get the job done. Of course, ticket information, as I said, and fixture information will be released very, very soon. If you want to see the rest of the draw, I will bring it on screen for you now. There you go. Aberdeen will play Queen's Park at Pittodrie. Celtic Hibs, as we know, Hearts and Dundee at Tynecastle, and Livingston, the only, not the only championship side left in the competition, but one of the only championship sides left in the competition, will face St Johnstone at the Tony Macaroni. If you're asking me, I think we could see all 4 home sides through to the semi-finals, which would make an interesting set of fixtures, but as I've already mentioned, we've seen what Queen's Park done to Rangers. Don't count them out. Hibs are obviously going to be tough for Celtic. Dundee have had a strong season, and Hearts have been off the boil, so that could happen. And St Johnstone, of course, a Premiership side, should be beating Livingston, but the form that they're in, you never know. So yeah, there's your quarter-final draw. I'm glad it's not Easter Road. I tell you that. I'm glad it's not Easter Road. I think that would have been a tricky one for us. But yeah, there you go. So that's us for tonight in this late bulletin. I'm going to try and get this up as quickly as possible. So sorry for the raw nature of this video. Daizen Maeda, the huge news, he can play on Wednesday night against Bayern Munich. Buzzing. Absolutely buzzing. Right, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you all next time.